And the bluebells of morning, turn the night into day.
Well, hey, good morning to you kids. I'm sitting here looking out over this big old San Luis Valley this morning, watching the sun rise up and illuminate the fog. It's a beautiful sight this morning. Another day, but here it is. We've made it to the sunrise of another solstice. After this, the sun starts heading back north. Things are supposed to warm up, though they don't do that till February, into February, 1st of March. But here we are, just doing it. You know, we're so subject, despite all of our insulation here, you know, our insular attitudes to nature. We're so subject still to weather and the whims of Earth, the movement of the Earth, and so forth. Seems like we're powerless against such things. That the weather can do what it wants, and all we can do is watch it and throw a few chicken bones every now and then and try and predict what it's going to do. Yet we got people, you know, in secret circles that think they're controlling the weather and, you know, playing warfare with it and things like that. Good grief. But what the heck? How is it that anybody could even think to control something that we're so subject to? How dare one person stand against the forces of nature in any way? Or why would you? You know, why not go with the flow? But it's really more about thinking cosmically, paying attention to what's really going on. And what that means is learning to function and feel in this reality in a whole different way than you ever have before. That's the gift of this solstice. That's what's coming forward now inside of many beings. The presence of the expansive heart. And as this sun rises, that heart expands ever more greatly. Right there inside of you right now, too. It's just the way things are happening. Cosmic awakening. What that means is there's a few souls here who right now are going through this process of what we call cosmic awakening. And what that is being aware of what's truthfully happening here. We feel it all the time. We don't see it. We call it paranormal, supernatural. But in truth, that's the natural side of life revealing itself to us. That's the true nature. True nature of everything, then, is love in all of its forms of expression. We've learned here, from the time we're tiny, to look at things as beneficial and not beneficial, as good and bad, evil and, you know, righteousness, crap like that, you know. We've learned to define things, painful and non-painful. We've learned to look at things kind of rigidly, without consciousness, with very little feeling, but enough to get us through to where we are now, where we can begin to expand this feeling inside until our eyes become aware, too, of what our feelings are telling us, showing us, demonstrating through us. So we move past the spiritual mood-you. You know, where I can sense you, you can sense me. Oh my God, we can communicate psychically. Oh, look at this. We can do astral travel. We get past all the monkey business and get on with the reality. You know, we see what's really here. We see what's acting through us as well as what we are in that action. You know, it starts inside. It starts here as an expansive feeling. And you'll feel as if you're becoming disconnected from nature and earth. as if your feet can't touch the ground, your mind can't possibly accommodate this expansion. Yet it does. You may be sleepy. You might have to lay down and take it easy for a little while. You might have to get out in nature and commune alongside of a bubbling little stream or something. You know, you do what your heart tells you to do. You do what gives you the ability to accept this expansion inside. And don't be surprised when you feel an expansion of feeling, when you become increasingly sensitive to not just the feelings of those around you, but what actually is going on inside of their minds and hearts and so forth. You know, this is the beginning. And then you look around you in the world and you begin to see that, man, there's some pretty cruel and evil, nasty bastards running this son of a bitch of a world here, you know, in the political realm. And they really have been trying to kill us off since day one. They take great delight. They laugh when we go out in the field and perform acts of valor, warfare, so they can sell more munitions. It's an odd world, and you can really get depressed. But then you start seeing beyond that. Then you start seeing how people here are playing roles. That there's a deeper, invisible world, the one you're sensing with your feelings, that really is kind of absolving everybody of everything in the moment that it occurs and happens. It kind of takes us back to the point of watching a movie and being in that movie, but at the same time, it is a movie. It has a superficial feel. Somebody gets shot, when the camera shuts off, they get up and walk away. They're not dead. You see, it's a movie. So cosmic awareness, cosmic awakening, involves seeing the aspects of the movie that we're living in. That's why you start to feel a little disconnected, a little challenged to even remain in it. You know, your body just got this density. It doesn't want to stretch into it. But yet it does. It has to. The feeling's there. It's with you. It's taken you there. It is you. It is your heart. It's your true person. So then we begin to see that level of things. The dastardliness, and then the stuff that goes on in the secret chambers behind all of that, how power is passed from generation to generation, how these nasty little boogers have, you know, committed all of this ritual abuse against children and so forth, and the innocent usually always. But then we see past that. Again, it's the aspect of the movie. And then we see who's in the movie, who's playing these roles, who we truthfully are. And we see the divine presence in motion, literally, with our eyes open. It's much more than an auric field you see around a human person. And I hesitate to describe any further. It's more fun if you just find it, if it just expands into your mind from your heart. And all you got to do is relax, maybe see it coming if you can. But just relax, fall back into it. Do your meditative stances however you can. Communicate with this heart. Embrace the feeling of it. And listen, I know there's a lot going on in this paradigm. But just remember, if it's a movie we're living in, if it's a grand illusion we've created by which to test and train ourselves into being the baby gods that we are, well, if that's all real, well, guess what? We're scripting it as we go along. The script comes from the heart. We can change any element of it anytime we want. It just has to come from the realm of cosmic awareness, from the heart, where all things are created. So listen, babies. Instead of retreating in fear when we see this nuclear plant spewing out radiation and threatening to kill 2/3 of the earth and so forth, when we see these dastardly beings spraying crap down on our heads that is almost insured to knock off a big chunk of the population just from breathing problems, if nothing else, when we see this kind of crap going on, you know, embrace the moment with love. Realize in your heart the creative source of the human being that you are. And in that creative source, disempower, detoxify. Embrace any poisonous substance with love and respect and honor for the life that it is. See what's truthfully there, in other words. Cosmic awakening, cosmic awareness. And all it is this plutonium drifts across you. It's love. It's a blessing. It brings life forward. It doesn't take it away. It encourages it. It's the exact opposite of what we've been thinking and feeling and living. But it's because you can see it, because you're awakened. And it only takes a few beings doing this to completely neutralize it for everyone. And then everyone begins to realize, once the disaster has passed, that perhaps we're not disempowered, and perhaps there never again will be a disaster here in this movie we call Earth. Mother Earth, this great big old terrarium in which we play, in which our souls and our hearts are joined to form a physical experience that we can feel, that really is organic. That's where the illusion goes out the window, because of the organic nature here. You understand we're mixing this spiritual substance in very different ways here. It's a very highly evolved elemental process, a fundamental change in the way life is expressed all across all of the galaxies, clear through the universe and beyond it, through the dimensions as you call them. It's about recreating the aspects of life to not only more uniformly live in love and the harmony of life to become even sweeter, but to become a feeling thing. Deeper feelings, wider, expansive feelings, to feel it all. Again, in that singular moment where all of time is felt. In a singular heart inside of you and everyone else too. And then the most gracious love arises and recreates, reforms it all in accordance with our ability to feel and love it all. And that is cosmic awakening. Doesn't mean you agree with what's gone on here in any way. It just means you can accept it as it is and love it and embrace it as a form of experience that for whatever the god-awful reason we had to go through. And here we are now on the other side of it. You can just see and accept that you are awakened. It's kind of tricky. But it's the most gracious thing you can ever do for yourself and anybody else. Everyone else included. Divine beings that you are, I love you so. And that's our little Santa's little gift to you this Christmas on Solstice Day, because that's when we burn the Yule fires away. Even started my own fire this morning, but of course I cheat. It's a good life, guys. It's worthy of the experience, no matter how difficult it's been or how difficult it seems now as things seem to be falling apart. Just remember, just look inside and watch it reassemble. Babies, it's the phoenix, arising.
And the bluebells